Hey, besties!
Welcome back to Among the Branches podcast with Ataya Smith and Lexin Co. based off of John 15 as he is the vine and we are the branches.
We're just trying to lead people closer to the vine.
Welcome back, guys, for another episode. Yay! Okay, guys, so we're continuing our series of part 2 of Lexin Co.'s testimony.
Yes. This one's about to be juicy.
It's going to be so good. Okay, so we left off
with my childhood. Cullen kind of talked about his childhood a little bit.
Yep.
A little bit of our traumas, and then we have like a little bit more, and just talking about like our relationship wise and things that we have been through in our relationship.
Yeah.
But like walk us through the journey it took to get here. It's not an easy road. It's not a here we are happily ever after. So like walk us through that because y'all had, as we heard in y'all's testimonies, y'all had some trauma that y'all had to overcome.
Yes.
Yeah.
So let's walk, like how did y'all first be in a relationship, toxic,
Yes.
now healthy relationship, God at the center. So what was the
basically-
shift?
Yeah, so growing up, like, growing up around the men and stuff I was growing up around, I've always seen, the bare minimum. Mostly unhealthy relationships, whatever. If it was younger people, unhealthy relationships, unhealthy marriages, whatever the case was, that's what I grew up around.
Yeah.
So I thought that was always the way to live. I thought that was okay. I always thought by giving her the bare minimum, it's okay until I found God and I found out his way to treat a woman. What it says literally from scripture, like how a man is supposed to treat his wife, how a man is supposed to leave his family to unite with his own family.
Yeah.
So growing up, yeah, like the bare minimum.
Lexi, can you talk on, like, I guess from your perspective, like what was like the shift in, like, no, I'm not supposed to be treated like this is how the bride of Christ is supposed to be treated, and
So-
made you relay that to him?
Basically, for me, it's just like I started to realize, like after me and Cullen had broke up, I started to realize, like, hey, like he's draining you, like he is
Yeah.
not good for you. Like there were times that I had to beg for him to take me on dates and stuff. Like it just we had a good relationship, but it's like I had to ask for the dates. I had to say like, oh, hey, it's our anniversary. Like he would be
Yeah.
the one to be like, no, let's just order food in. And then like even our relationship like progressing or like us trying to get closer, like
Yeah.
we used to get told like, oh, hey, like maybe y'all are spending too much time together because we got in an argument or
Yeah.
something. And it's like we started to believe those things,
Yeah.
like, oh, well, maybe we're not supposed
Yeah.
to spend time together. Like that's
Yeah.
not how it's supposed to be. Like think about what it is for our marriage now. Like we were prepping to spend every day of our lives together. Like
Yeah.
we literally become one.
Yeah.
Like we have to fight. We have to get
Yeah.
through these things if that's where we want to be and
Yeah.
to like be in a marriage one day. Like
Yeah.
but it just felt like everyone around us or the people that we've seen around us and stuff didn't want those same things or have a visual of those same
Yeah.
things. And I feel like God just put it on my heart and he showed me a healthy couple. He showed me a healthy marriage, which
Yeah.
is Colson's nanny and them.
Yeah.
And I give all the props to them. So if y'all are watching this, shout out to y'all. I lived with them. I've seen the way that he treated her. And it's like, I just knew like this is what it's supposed to look like.
Yeah.
So if I want this, like this is what it's gonna look like.
Yeah.
To a point where I was able to tell him whenever we got back together, like this is what I'm getting and
Yeah.
it's no less than.
Yeah.
So it's like telling him that, I mean, he kind of just started
Yeah.
to like get it. Cause I mean, even me just in my Bible and stuff every day and like showing him like, you see, like this is what's supposed to happen and taking him to church with
Yeah.
me and hearing our priest like preach his homily and everything
Yeah.
and just his faith just started to grow. And as I seen him start to love Jesus, that's whenever I start to see him love me the way
Yes,
that I
that's
was
so good.
supposed to be
Yeah,
loved.
and it's like growing up, it's like you don't think, like, I don't want to say one, growing up like this is Cinderella, like
Yeah.
I want to be treated like Cinderella, and then it's like, okay, I'm in this situation, but like this is reality, like they
Right.
don't in reality have to do this, so it
Yeah.
could get so easy just to settle and be like, this is just how it's gonna be,
Yeah.
until you have that shift.
And to
It's
just
like,
accept it.
exactly, but okay, it's fine, like I love you, treat me how you want.
And I feel like that's where we were in high school.
Yeah.
But it's like now after we broke up and I knew Jesus and I knew my worth and Jesus showed me what my identity was and
Yeah.
everything and what life could be like,
Yeah.
it was like, okay, like,
Yeah.
yeah, we leveling up here. Like
Yeah.
we want better, we're gonna do better.
Yeah.
And it's like we had to let go of all the traumas and everything. and there was many obstacles for us to overcome during that.
Yeah.
And I mean, there was times like where I've told you like
Yeah.
right at the beginning of our relationship, I had to choose, did I want all these other people or did I want Cullen? And
Yeah.
was I going to fully put my trust in him and trust that like, okay, he's not going to just up and leave me because he feels like it, because that's something that we've dealt with before too. Like Cullen had a wandering eye and everything. Like
Which I can kind of talk about that too. Like,
Yeah.
so yeah, like I had a very wandering eye. Like I was addicted to porn. I was a very, you know, I thought that was the way to live, is like be sexual and sexualize women. Like, oh, like, you know, that's what women are for. But no, whenever I found God and I found Christ and I started reading his word and how he explains how a man should treat a woman, my life changed and my perspective of woman changed, especially for her, because I was still, even when we got first got back together, I was dealing with it still, and I was kind of hiding it. And what really helped me is expressing and finally opening myself, because growing up, I felt like I could never open up to anybody or anything, so I always kept everything in, and it just ate me up.
Yeah.
So when I finally like kind of gave myself up to her, and I'm like, look, this is my life. We sat in the car for a couple hours, and I just literally told her everything, what I've been dealing with, the struggles in my life, like the porn addiction especially, and like she didn't know any of this.
Yeah, and that's so good, because like the enemy, like in the Bible, I cannot quote the verse, y'all. I don't remember, but it's the Bible verse. Is like everything like that's in the dark comes to the light. So whether you told her or not, it was going to come to the light. And like the enemy wants you to believe like you cannot tell her these things. Like she's going to leave you. Like she's going to think you're crazy. Like she's going to think you're weird.
I used to feel that way, because I remember I would have to tell him constantly, I'm like, babe, you can talk to me. Or like I would know things. Like, you know, like whenever you're a woman, like sometimes you just know stuff. And it's just like, you're not telling me the truth. And it's like all of our relationship beforehand, like I would know these things and he would like blankly like flatline, like just lie, like straight in my face. And then like I would go through his phone while he was sleeping. I was one of those girls. I would go through his phone while he was sleeping or something. And then like I would find it and I'm like mad at you, like waking you up, like, are you serious? Like, what is this? Like, am I not enough? Like, that's not okay. You know what I'm saying? And so, like, seeing this man in front of me, like, after, you know, we're on the path to, like, getting married and everything, like, and he's sitting here and opening up, and he's literally telling me all of the truth. Like, there is not a word that I wouldn't believe from this man's mouth now. Like, it has literally changed, like, everything. Like, he has been so vulnerable with me, and me the same. Like, there's things that we have talked about together that we have not told, like, anybody else. And that even goes for, like, family members and stuff. Like, there's things, like, we have created a safe space with and for each other. And it's like, we want the same thing for our kids as well. But I feel like that's so good that you talk about that moment, because we had a couple moments like that. Because, like, even right before Colson was born, I remember we went and have a picnic. And we probably were together for about a year now, I would say. We were about to get married in the next, like, 5 or 6 months. And we kind of just sat down and we were like, let's just put it all on the table. And I remember, like, the enemy was telling me in my mind right then and there, like, you cannot tell him, like, all that happened whenever y'all weren't together. Because we had got on the topic of, like, who I had been with or, like, what was going on and stuff. And we kind of just ran through it. And we were just like, let's just put it all here. So, like, there's no surprises or anything. Like, and I told him everything. He told me everything. And it's like we just kept having moments like that, too. So whenever he talked to me about the porn addiction, like, I could have sobbed, because I'm like, there's no way. Like, he's trusting me right now. And, like, he's really, like, opening up to me and telling me this. And it's like, it's just such a, like, good moment and intimate moment for us, too, because it's like, I didn't shame him. I wasn't there to, like, be like, oh, heck no, Cullen. Like, are you serious? Like, you've been doing this? Like, and I don't accept you. Like, I'm going to bash you. Like, oh, no, we can't be together anymore. No, like, he literally opened up to me and he told me, like, I'm giving it to God. Like, he went to a freedom group. Like, he was in this Bible study. He opened up to them. And that's whenever he, like, truly let go. And he told me things, like, where I was, like, beforehand, before, like, we were even together and stuff. And he didn't, like, have a significant other or whatever. He's literally just openly telling me, like, listen, it was bad. Like, I would literally be at work and stuff, and I was going to town, like, on my lunch breaks. Like, I would be at nighttime, like, morning time, like, whenever. So it's like, you have to realize, too, like, that was very hard for him to overcome, just because the enemy had him on such a strong hold.
Yeah, and I do want to say, like, if you're going through something like that, it's like so important to like confide in someone.
Yes.
'Cause I can't imagine you just like
Holding it in.
sitting. Well, how do you sit with this? I'm like, oh my gosh, like I'm gonna explode.
Exactly,
Like I feel so dirty.
Yeah,
you
because
know?
exactly while I'm doing it and
Yeah.
stuff, like after the fact, it's like I don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to live this life. You know, but the enemy had me by a chokehold.
Yeah.
And I was like continuously doing it. And it was like an everyday thing. And I'm like, how do I
Yeah.
lose this? How do I get rid of this enemy? How? So I finally, like, God convicted me and he was like, dude, you have to just open up to your wife.
Yeah.
Your, well, at the time, fiance.
Yeah.
Wow.
But you have
Yeah.
to just open up. And like, it was so, like, I thought about it for weeks probably about opening up while I was still doing unholy things,
Yeah.
you know? So
Yeah.
finally opened up, and like after we talked, like it was such a deep conversation.
Yeah.
And like praise you for like helping me out so much, honestly, like with just everything. I opened up about everything, and she just helped me so much.
Yeah.
Like days after that, she's still checking on me, like,
Yeah.
well, how you doing? Like, what do you need?
Yeah.
Do you need help? Like,
And like
thank
the
you.
power of vulnerability and like the power of a praying wife, because she's your wife.
Right.
So like our role is to like fight these battles, like not with our husband. So it's like if you never would have opened up to her, how would she know what you're going through? Like she knows,
Exactly.
because all sin does is separate.
Yep.
So it's like, why is there a distance between us? Like something's happening. So she knows deep down inside like something's off, but it's like, how can she pray for you in
Yep.
that way
If I don't know
if
what's
she
going
doesn't
on.
know? And so that's
Yep.
really good.
That really is good, because that's like what we've learned as well. You know, sin just drives us away from God
Yeah.
and away from each other, because the closer that we are to Jesus, the closer that we are to each other.
Exactly.
And I feel like that's why our life has like blossomed so much and everything is so good, because
Yeah.
we're so vulnerable to each other. We're truly like just open. Like we literally can see each other as like glass walls,
Yeah.
basically. And it's like it comes together like
Yeah.
so well.
Yeah.
And it's just like we both have the same goals. We both like know Jesus in like the same ways, and just want to know Jesus like even more
Yeah.
ways, and give our children the same thing, and just create this healthy match for them. And it's so good.
I
Yeah.
know.
It's so good.
It's
Yeah.
like we know when something's like on each other's heart.
Yeah, and it's just like God keeps bringing us like closer together. Like I truly feel like whenever that time comes and you know it's time for us to go to heaven, I truly do feel like I know we're not going to be married in
Yeah.
heaven, but I truly do feel
Yeah.
like we're going to be like hand in hand, like just
Besties.
Yeah,
walking up
exactly.
there
Yeah.
like yes, because
Literally.
like this is my husband, but this is also like my best friend. Like this is the one person in the world that
Yeah.
was like knows every single thing about me and
Yeah.
loves me like through and through, like to my core. Like
Yeah.
not as much as Jesus loves
Yeah.
me, but he loves me like Jesus.
Yeah.
does.
And that's what I try to image whenever I love you and stuff, and I do things for you. I try to image Jesus. That's
Yeah.
why
Love
I
you so much.
literally I try to my actions and stuff. I try
Yeah.
to quote straight from the Bible, exactly how Jesus has treated your
And I
woman.
feel like
do that
me
too.
expressing to him as well that like these little things matter, like the flowers and
Yeah. Like
just,
tell him. Like he cannot read your
yes.
mind. Like tell like
Yes.
I used to tell that all the time. Like I seriously I can't read your mind, because
Yeah.
sometimes she just expect it. And then me as a person back then in our relationship, I wouldn't do anything for her.
Yeah.
Like I would never
But
take her out
now
on
he
dates.
does.
I would never get her flowers, anything. So it's like it was
Yeah.
hard for me to transition in our new relationship, our godly relationship, because I was still having those troubles
Mm-hmm.
doing those things for her. So I would tell her like, look, like just tell me. Like I
Yeah.
want to do these things for you. I just don't know how to go about it.
Yeah.
Right.
I haven't really learned that growing up, and I really never seen that growing up
Yeah.
either. So it's like, just help me help
Yeah.
you. Like if you want flowers or you want this, like literally just tell me, I'll get it, and then I'll start getting used to it.
Yeah.
Now
Yeah.
she doesn't even
Oh,
have to
yeah.
ask.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know, it's
And
a normal thing where
I
I'm going
remem-
to get her flowers and stuff.
Exactly. Like I remember whenever it first started happening too, like it was right before like we were getting married and everything, and I was still working and stuff. And
Yeah.
I remember like it was such a big moment like in my heart, because like we had an argument that day,
Yeah.
and instead of like wanting to argue more or something, like he's just like, babe, like just tell me what I'm doing wrong. Like
Yeah.
look, I'll do whatever.
Yeah.
And then like instead of like like I was trying to ignore him for the day,
Yeah.
but he didn't let me.
Yeah.
And he came drop a notebook
Oh.
at my job, a notebook with like this big old vase of flowers, and the notebook literally says like all the reasons like he loves me and like he wants our marriage to work, and he's like, I want this family with you one day. I'm
Yeah.
gonna continue to strive to be a better man. Like
Yeah.
it was just like all of the things like I needed to hear
Yeah.
on top of the flowers, and I'm just like, oh my
And then
like,
now look at where we're at today.
I know, and now
Like,
it's
fast
just,
forward, we're here.
Exactly.
Literally.
Like, because I mean, it was always in my heart. Like,
Yeah.
even when we wasn't together, like I knew what I was called to be, like in the relationship wise,
Yeah.
and that was with you. Like I've always felt that way.
Mm-hmm.
I just failed you at the beginning in our past life because I never seen true love.
Yeah.
You know, like I
You
never
didn't know what to do,
experienced
like,
it. You know,
I mean,
so
yeah.
so now like I felt it and I knew how to love and stuff from Jesus, from God. I knew how to give it to you.
I love you.
So
And I think that's so good too, because like one of our other like big traumas was like our anger and stuff. And
Yeah.
like we've
Yeah.
both seen like anger like super bad like in both of our lives, like the fighting, just like if something doesn't go your way, or if something isn't like going the way that it should, or just you
Yeah.
know, like there's just situations that happen where it's like, no, like I'm going straight to anger. Like
Yeah.
we've both dealt with that. So
Yeah.
we both like were agreeing like, you know, we have a child now, and not only like would it be for our child but for each other,
Yeah.
because that was like putting strains on our marriage. Like just we both want to fight, like not physical fight,
Yeah.
yeah.
but like
Like,
we're
argue
both
with each-
like
yeah.
angry and we're screaming at each other, and it's
Yeah.
like we're both not hearing each other.
Yeah.
And honestly, like it wouldn't be like that every time, because Cullen was also like very sheltered, where he's like he felt like he didn't have a voice, or
Yeah.
like he's always been like growing up told like, oh no, you have to do this, or
Yeah.
like even to the point where it was like even being with me, like you couldn't be with me, like, and that's just the way he had to go, even if it risked his own happiness.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy.
So
Yeah.
it's like whenever it came to our marriage and stuff, I'm like, talk to me, like tell me,
Yeah.
like what's up, like
Yeah.
what's wrong, like
Yeah.
what's going on? Like I'm telling you all my feelings, like you have a voice as well, babe. Like I want to hear, like, how do you feel about this?
Yeah.
And I feel like that was something like big that we had to overcome, because now our arguments are completely different. Like, of course I'm pregnant and I have hormones and everything, so
Yep.
most of the time it's like those little arguments and
Yeah.
stuff, but like
Little.
those little ones are literally just me like just being sassy and
Yeah.
stuff. But the real ones where it's like, okay, maybe like this is like something like we're not agreeing on, or like it might even be something financial wise,
Yeah.
like because we still deal with financial things, like we're still on the same page with that. But like if you're gonna get married, that's something you definitely have to talk about beforehand, because
Yeah.
before we even got married, we put our bank accounts together, and like that's how we had to learn, like
Yeah.
our money is our money, and
Yeah.
like
It's not
especially
just-
being in marriage too now.
Yeah.
Yes,
If
like
I'm making this type of money,
Yeah.
it's ours. Like,
Yes.
It doesn't matter if I'm making
Yeah.
this at my job or you making this at your job.
Yeah.
If we're joining it together, we're married, we're one.
Yeah.
It's both our money. It does not matter.
Yeah.
Right. And that's been like something like big that like we've definitely like grown on together, and like it's definitely like smooth sailing
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
But like back to like arguments wise and stuff, like now it's so much calmer.
Yeah.
It's so much like, hey, I'm feeling this way, hey, you're feeling this way, like
Yeah.
where do we meet in the middle? Like how do we go about this?
Yeah.
It's not like
Pointing fingers,
Yes.
yeah.
Or it's not like, okay, well you did this.
Yeah, and I remember you telling me this. I think you actually told me, like, you have to remember, like, y'all are fighting, like, y'all are together. Y'all aren't
Yeah.
fighting against each other.
Yes, we're
Like,
fighting against the enemy together, not against each other. So we had to remember, like, I had to remember as well, just like, he's not my enemy.
Yeah.
Like, God is calling me to love him, to serve him. I'm literally called to love him out of complete reverence of the Lord. So
Yeah.
it's like, literally, like, how would God approve of me, like, talking to this man this way?
Yeah.
Or, like, would God approve me, like, convicting him this way? Like,
Yeah.
God didn't call me to convict him.
Yeah, that's
Like,
so
I'm,
good.
Yeah, I'm not supposed to do that. Like, that's all in God's hands.
Yeah.
Like, so I remember, like, that's even something that helped me too. Like, we both read that book, and
Yeah.
I like made the chart, and like God's literally like, this is your job.
That chart was so good. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
so good, girl. So this is your job. This is God's job, and
Yeah.
this is like not your job. And it's like so much was in the not your job, and like I had to give it to God.
Yeah.
And it's like that also like helped us so much too. But
Right, that's what I was about to say. I feel like it helped us tremendously. Like,
Mhm.
especially it helped me because, like, I don't know, felt like I wasn't getting poked at all the
yes,
time.
and
you know?
like praying for him and like
Yeah.
praying for each other, like
Yeah.
that's definitely helped as well. Just to get
Definitely.
through those obstacles and those big trauma
yeah,
things.
the prayer life.
Prayer is powerful.
That's
Prayer
what I was
is
about to
so
say. Prayer is
powerful.
so powerful.
Yeah.
Like she says, she prayed for me, and look at where we at now. When we wasn't together, she was praying for me in the church and all this and that. And now look at where I'm at and
Yeah.
stuff. I
That's
feel
so
like
good.
I can honestly say confidently, like I'm a man, like I'm a man of God, and I was before I was a lost boy.
Yeah.
So, and I mean,
The prodigal
obviously-
son returns.
Yeah.
Literally.
and it's from your prayers, you
Yeah.
know. Without them prayers, like I might not be here today. So, thank you.
You really want to make me cry on camera right now. I love you so
I love
much.
you too.
That's so good.
It's really good. So what's next? What else you want to talk about?
What did you write? What did you
Okay,
write
so
in
we talked about, did y'all want to talk more? Because you said you wanted to talk more on like how y'all had to like manage y'all's finances.
We can do that.
Okay.
How do you want to go about financial wise? Okay, so whenever we first got married, whenever Cullen first proposed, we started this marriage course because we're Catholic. So in our church, we are supposed to like go through marriage counseling and
Premarital
stuff.
counseling,
Yeah.
I think we have to do that too.
Yes. So we did all of that and everything. And one of the things that came up, they did this test. And the test was about like the things that would probably come up in our marriage that would be like hard for us and stuff. And one of them was financial, and then the other was in-laws. But
Both of them came up.
but we'll get into financial.
Yeah.
So basically, what our mentors told us to do was to just put our bank accounts together, and that would be our best bet.
Yeah.
So that's what we did. And at the time, like I was working, he was working. And we were just basically like just now like getting on our feet. Like me and Cullen do everything on our own. Like we do everything by ourselves. Like everything that we pay for is like paid by us, you know?
Yeah.
And we're trying to get around that and see how to manage that together in like real life.
Yeah.
And especially bringing a kid into it. Like when I tell you we were literally like calculating things, like we're like, do we have enough for this?
Yeah.
And like him dealing with like anxiety at that point in time too, it would bring up a lot of like and also like what he was taught, because I remember we'd have arguments and stuff because he's like, no, like we can't do this, like this has to be paid like right now, like the due date is today, like we're paying it like right now, like my credit is gonna like drop and all kind of stuff. So it's like we had to like maneuver those kind of things too, where it's like, okay, so like let's work better and like put this amount of money aside for like this and make sure like this gets paid and just kind of like work together on it, you know?
Like that's what I was doing. I was like focusing on the bills even if we were at our lowest. Like if we had $30 left and my bill was $25, I'm paying that $25. And I was doing it behind her back, which was really not good because like we're joining together now. Like we need to work together.
Yeah,
like,
we're one.
If I have to sacrifice this bill because we need that $30 to eat for, if we got $30 for 3 days, we're gonna need that $30 to eat, like, or to do, you know, like, or gas, or, you know. So it's like I figured out how to not stress and anxiety about bills. I mean, it's a lot better now, but it's like,
not that we don't stress about bills. Our bills are paid.
Our bills are paid. You know?
But it's learning how to like manage that, because it's so, if it's like, and then remembering, because at first I'm guessing y'all are like, this is all I can do. This is my strength. But God's like, this is my strength.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Because, like, there's been those times as well where it's like, he's talking about, like, $30 for 3 days. Like, we've been in those positions. Now, God has completely covered us. Like, he's made a way. Like, we are good. Like, I can definitely say, like, we're good. But I think we had to go through those things to learn how to, like, manage, how to learn, like, God's not going to give you more if you can't manage, like, what
being a good steward of what you have.
Yes. So I feel like he brought us through that. He taught us how to, like, you know, coincide with it together and just, like, be a team on that. And as we, like, worked through it, that's whenever he's like, okay, like, y'all are doing good. Like, there's a little more. And he's like, oh, good job, guys. Like, okay, here y'all go. Like, it's some more. But it's like we were definitely in those moments where it's like those hard times where we're still young, we're figuring it out. Sometimes it would just be like, oh, like, dang, like, we only got $30. Like, what we do now? Or, like, we got to lay low, or, like, you sure we need Popeyes right now? Like,
literally, like, important decisions.
Yes.
Especially with being pregnant. So.
Oh, my gosh, it was so bad. But it's like, or even, like, just making, like, these, like, big purchases and stuff for, like, the baby and stuff. It would be like, okay, like, we were even thinking about formula at one point. We were like, how are we going to afford formula? And we're literally like, okay, like, this is going to be, like, $60 a week. And we're adding up our checks together, like, okay, our rent is this much. And then we got formula and this much. And the water bill is this much. Okay, like, how are we going to make this? We don't have enough. We're not going to be able to afford the formula. But it's so crazy because little did we know, like, God still makes a way. So to this day, we're not calculating stuff. Like, we literally pay what needs to be paid, and you know it's so crazy. God literally makes a way after that as well.
Wow.
It's like
Yeah.
you could be worried like, oh, how are we gonna do this? And no, like God continuously provides. Like even whenever
Yeah.
we don't think so, or even we're just like, no, I wouldn't say we don't think so, because
Yeah.
like you have to believe that
Yeah.
He'll truly like provide.
Yeah, but when your faith is low or you're
yes,
lacking,
yes,
you know?
that's what I'm saying. So it's like we have faith in just knowing like, okay, God's gonna handle this, and if we pay this, like He's gonna take care of it in the long
And
run.
like I always say, He's working things for your good.
Yes, our good for sure.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well,
That's really good.
I think that's really good. I guess like to end it off, I guess what would be like, what should we do? Like, should we like leave off on like advice?
Sure, yeah.
'Cause it's been like 30
Do you have
minutes
like
already.
a question you could?
So I normally say like, what's like one piece of advice like you would give to the person who like it would be normally based off the topic. So it could be like, what piece of advice would you give to the man? I guess I can ask Cullen like that's like in the position like I'm a boy, but I want to be like the man she needs. I guess.
So good.
Oh, yeah.
And then Lexi, like I'm a girl. Like how do I become a Proverbs 31 woman?
That's so good too.
How do you- So yeah, so if you are struggling and like you find yourself in a new relationship, talking to the men out there, and you know like you're struggling with your relationship's not growing, it's failing. At the end of the day, it's probably because of you. So it starts at you because you are the head of your house.
Yeah.
But the best advice, but the best advice I can give to you out there, like you need to just give yourself to Christ.
Yeah.
Like you have to give your whole soul to Christ. Like don't think for yourself in a way. Like before you do something, like before I come to her or if like we're arguing or something and like cause I'll find a way, like I used to just be quiet and stuff like she was saying. You have to pray about that.
Yeah.
Pray about it. God will tell you how to react to the argument or how to respond to her in any type of way. So just give yourself to Christ. Like literally it says in the Bible what to do as a man for your wife. How to treat your wife, how to love your wife like Christ loves his people. Just do that.
So good.
Church.
Yeah.
And it's not, I'm saying it's simple, but it's not going to be the easiest road.
Yeah.
It's going to be a bumpy road.
I'm learning.
Saying
Pruning
everything that
season.
I was like, well, I'm gonna say
It's gonna be a bumpy road.
Yeah.
It will. It's never gonna be easy. Ever. Like even when you think you're at your highest,
Yeah.
here comes the enemy trying to take it
And
from you.
that's another good point too, because whenever you are at your highest is what you always need to remember. That's when the enemy is about to come in and attack you.
Yeah.
And it's like that's what we had to teach ourselves so much, because we're like, oh yeah, like things are going so good right now. Like we doing good, babe. And we're literally like especially after getting our new house, we're literally like, look, everything is working for our greater good right now. Like God is working. But guess what? The enemy doesn't like that. The
He's
enemy
working
wants
harder.
us down.
Yep.
Yes, like we're communicating our marriage is good. Like we're giving an example of a kingdom marriage. Like we're accomplishing these goals that we want and stuff. Like the enemy hates this. He doesn't want this. He wants us separated. He doesn't want us together. Like he is going to try to hit us hard.
Yeah.
So knowing that also helps us be better equipped. Like God has literally armored us up for us to go through situations like that. Because now we look at it and we're like, yeah, watch. The enemy's about to try something, I'm telling you. And then lo and behold, like it could literally be like the smallest things. Like it can be like family issues. It could be financial issues. It could be just me telling him like he's not doing enough, or like now all of a sudden he's working too much. And like I feel like we're not communicating as we should or something. Like it could literally be anything. But guess what? Like God has armored us up to where it's like now it's like poof. Like okay, like we're gonna pray about that or like
we're gonna overcome this.
Yes,
like, we got this.
we ain't worried about this.
Literally.
Like God's got us. Like He's always gonna provide. He's always gonna be there for us. He's always gonna, keep our hearts afloat. And knowing that you have Jesus is literally something so elite to know, because it's like trusting in Him and knowing that He's always there is literally everything, and is literally
and,
like
you have a hope to live for.
Exactly, and that's what keeps you happy. Like you got the Jesus glow.
Exactly.
Literally.
Like when you, especially like, because we're talking about when you're at the highest and the enemy's gonna try to come in when you're at your highest. But even when you're at your lowest, when the enemy took you and he got you at your lowest and you can't find a way out, know that something good is coming.
It's so
That's
good.
what if we're at our lowest, because I mean we get to some points in the past where we would get low, but something good is coming.
Yeah, that's
because
so good.
you literally
Prepare
just
yourself.
have to trust God.
Yeah.
Trust His plan for you because He has a plan already in store for you. trust him, and just remain in him.
Because
Yeah.
once you get through it and you get to like that goodness of him, you're like, oh my
This is
God,
why all this happened.
yes. Or you're literally just like, okay, like why was I stressing about that in the first place? Like
literally.
that was so small
Yeah.
compared to like how I feel now.
Literally.
Like, but it's literally just the enemy distracting you and making you feel like, no, you're supposed to feel low. Or he's literally whispering in your ear and telling you like, no, feel this way. No, they hate you. No, that's supposed to be like that. Like
Yeah.
he's literally, he wants you to stay down.
Yeah.
And God wants you to come up. So once you put your faith in God and everything, that's when it all
Everything shifts.
It's completely
Yeah.
changes. Like that's,
So good.
I love that because God is literally
Praise
so
the
good.
God
Lord.
is
He
so
is
good.
so good.
Well, this has been such a good episode. I'm so excited to continue this series. But yeah, I cannot wait for the next part. And we shall be back, guys.
We'll be
Bye,
Bye.
besties.